What if there were 5 secret sales psychology methods to sell literally any info product? Memberships, coaching programs, ebooks, digital products, VIP days, whatever your info product or digital product is. What if there were 5 sales psychology methods to sell it? I have here on this whiteboard the answer. 5 secret sales psychology methods. I'll see if I can turn this so you don't get the little glare, though. And the first one says blank utility. Blank utility. We're going to go into that first. That is expected utility. Now, if you know anything about the gaming industry, this is a term from the gaming industry. And it's called gamesmanship. Expected utility. What utility do people expect? In other words, what do they anticipate getting out of the purchase of the info product? Now come closer and listen. If you present your offer of your product or service and people do not perceive here that they're going to actually get that benefit, if they can't see themselves getting the benefit, if they can't anticipate getting the benefit or the utility, there's no expected utility, or there's low expected utility, and therefore you will likely have a low purchase rate. So the term, it comes from game theory, and it's called expected utility. So you want to raise the anticipated or the expected use value of your product or service. How do you do that, Marlon? Well, one way is this. Paint the picture here of the different ways that they can use your product or service. Help them see or visualize the different ways they can use it. Let me just give you an example from my dad. My dad was interesting. When he really wanted something, I mean, he really wanted it. I don't know if you've ever known anyone like this, but they will think of 101 different ways they could use the product and the reasons that they needed it. Like, let's say my dad needed some tool for the garage or something. You know, he'd be sitting around talking, well, you know, I need it for this. I could really use it for this. Then he'd wait a minute and it'd be like, well, you know, and now I could also use it like this. Right, and he just starts visualizing and thinking until he's literally come up with 10, 20, or 30 different ways he could use whatever the item is. Then he's like, well, I guess I really need it. I guess I should go ahead and get it, right? That's expected utility, helping people see the expected utility. All right, secret sales psychology method number 2, let's see if I can get it on the screen here, is to raise the response potential. Raise the response potential. Now, I want to give you a practical example of how I got over 100 pages of testimonials for my product, The Amazing Firm that sells products like crazy. This was back in the day. And the way that I did it was, before I sent the testimonial request, I sent them a additional free gift they were not expecting. This does what's called raising the response potential, because you've created an emotion or a feeling or mood that's positive. We'll talk about positive valence in a minute, but that's positive towards your product or service. So then a few days later, when you send the request for their opinion, onions or orchids, bricks or bouquets, you've raised the response potential in order to get the testimonial. And by the way, if you would like to leave me your comments about my YouTube channel and my videos, you can go to resellertoolkit.com/opinion and get several free reports just for giving me your feedback, positive or negative, onions or orchids, bricks or bouquets, right? All right. But by giving people, you prime the pump. So it's reciprocity. You do something for them and that they did not expect or anticipate, and that's going to increase the response potential. All right, let's go ahead and go then on to number 3 here. Blank dissonance. See if I can get that on the screen. Blank dissonance. It's a secret sales psychology method for selling digital products or info products. Products like membership sites. Maybe you sell a membership site. Products like ebooks or digital products. I'm not talking about Etsy, but digital products like they pay money and they get a video training course. They get a home study course. They get some kind of course that you sell. Maybe you have coaching, right? Well, what you want to do is create what I call cognitive dissonance. Now imagine this was someone's brain here. And you take this pen and you just see, this is supposed to do it like this. You shove it into their brain. There you go. That's supposed to look like I'm shoving it. Like, okay, I'm shoving it. Shoving it into the brain. Right? All right. Well, that's cognitive dissonance. Imagine their brain gears are whirling along, and you come along with your angle for your idea, your product or service, your headline, your YouTube video title, and you go boom, and you stick it right in there, and they're like, whoa, what is going on? I need to look at this. I need to pay attention to this. What is going on? You upset what's called homeostasis, the psychological balance, and you create an unbalance that psychologists call a cognitive dissonance. It's a gap. And what do they want to do? They want to get back to homeostasis. So they want to get back to things being even. They want to get rid of this gap or this cognitive dissonance, right? Well, how are they going to close that gap and come back to homeostasis? They're going to do that by buying your product or service, right? That's the psychological secret sales psychology method that you can use to sell a coaching program, an ebook, a digital product, video courses. You know, I've sold over 70,000 products online, digital products, info products like ebooks and courses and training and coaching and so forth. And I've been doing this full time since 1997, so I know what works in being able to do this. All right. And if you don't create upset homeostasis, you don't create cognitive dissonance, you don't make them go, what's going on here? They're not going to listen to you and you're not going to make a sale, right? Now, next one, this is number 4, is negative blank headlines, right? Negative blank headlines. That blank is valence. You have a positive valence and you have a negative valence. Psychologists call this approach or avoidance. You move towards or you move away from. If you're moving towards, something has a positive valence, it's attracting you to it. If something has a negative valence, it has a negative, like a negative force field is what, they would say on Star Wars, and it would repel you away from it, right? So like the big Death Star, it was crazy because it was actually a negative thing, but it had a positive valence. It was sucking everything into it, right? Well, anyway, what you want to do is sometimes have a negative valence headline. In other words, an avoidance headline. Because Myron Golden points out that a lot of new people are more responsive to moving away from what they don't want than moving towards what they want. And let me tell you why. The reason is because they believe that they can move away from something, but they don't believe they can move towards it. They don't believe they can get it. It's easier for them to believe that they can get rid of something they don't want than it is for them to believe they can get something that they do want. So, your headline, instead of saying, to use a stupid example, how to sell 100,000 digital products in the next, whatever period of time. Instead of saying that, it's like, are you tired of seeing negative sales? Do you never want to see a day with 0 sales again for the next year? Let me show you how to do it. That would be an example. All right, now finally, we have The blank psychology sequence. The blank psychology sequence, right? Now, this one is the motivated psychology sequence. It's called motivational psychology. And if you search ChatGPT for motivated psychology sequence, you will find things about it. But the essence of the motivated psychology sequence is that there's something unsettling, right? There's some kind of a gap, a dissatisfaction. Then you present a satisfier solution. That's your product or service, your offer, right? And then here's what's kind of interesting about this. In a motivated sequence, you have them visualize the positive benefits of the solution. Now, remember when we were talking about having people think of all the different utility, the expected utility. When you have people visualize the product, using the product in the future, and have them create pictures of that, they're going to see themselves in that picture. They're going to see themselves benefiting from the product or service, like this Ozarka water. If I wanted to have you visualize the benefits of this bottle of water, I would say, listen, what if you're doing a video for YouTube and your throat gets dry and you're like, and you're coughing and everything, but you take this, you just have this bottle of water right there, it goes down smooth, and you're not going to cough on video anymore and look like a freaking idiot, right? So that's creating this visualization of how somebody's going to benefit from your positive, from your product or service. So these are the 5 secret sales psychology methods you can use to sell virtually any digital or info product, whether it's coaching, membership sites, ebooks, workshops, weekend workshops, PDFs, Google Docs, whatever the digital product is, the info product, information product. These are the tips that can help you do it. So we have the expected utility, raise the response potential, create cognitive dissonance, then solve it with your product or service. Have try or test negative valence headlines, moving away from instead of moving toward. And use the motivated psychology sequence and help people visualize your product or service and benefiting from it. Now, if you do not have my report on how I sold 70,000 digital products, you can go to marlinsnews.com/70K. That's marlinsnews.com/70K. If you do not get my weekly newsletter, you can get a 14-day trial of it at trymmm.pro/live, trymmm.pro/live. And if you love my YouTube videos and you'd like to give us some feedback, or positive or negative, bricks or bouquet, you can get some free reports for doing so at resellertoolkit.com/opinion. Let me know what you would like me to do more videos about. Give me your feedback. Let me hear from you. Do you have some kind of marketing problem selling your information products or your digital products? Again, I'm not talking about Etsy. I don't specialize in Etsy. But all the other kinds of information products, digital products. If you have any questions or problems on those or need help with something, membership sites and so forth, let me know and I'll see if I can do a video on it, or let me know what your question is. Thank you for watching today. My name is Marlin Sanders. Some people call me the king of step-by-step internet marketing. You can also get my seed marketing report for free at marlinsanders.com, M-A-R-L-O-N, Sanders.com, my free seed marketing report. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on another video.